Hello, everybody. This is Ken Faulkner. And I got another one from the show at Texas. If you've watched any of my recent stuff, you know I'm all about the Blade shows. And I just recently went to Blade Show Texas. Oh, man, it was awesome. Um, there's a little story behind this knife. I mentioned it in the overall thing, but basically, at the end of the year, you know, they have all those videos and they talk about like top 10 knives of the year and all that kind of thing, and budget knives and fidgety knives or whatever, all the different categories, you know. And I was watching a bunch of them, and I get curious if I can get this thing out. Ugh, come on now, come on. Looks like a slip. You gotta squeeze it, right? All right, here we go. Here we go. We got it. So anyway, I get curious, especially when I see them over and over on different channels. And so there was two knives that I decided I was going to buy. I just needed to get them, and they're pretty reasonably priced. And this was one of them. The other one was the CJRB Pyrite Light, which is a freaking amazing knife for 30 bucks. It's just unbelievable. I just don't get it. It's interesting because both of these have like a plasticky-ish. This is GRN is what they're calling it. This one is FRN. And, you know, in the past, I have disliked knives with those materials, but I'm seeing some companies actually do it in a way, Spyderco is one of them, that I actually don't mind it. It actually, in both of these cases, they feel very, some of them that I've gotten feel very plasticky, or they feel very weak, meaning they kind of flex and you just don't feel like you got the structure that you want to have on a knife. But both of these are a lot different. Now, it's not about the Pyrite Light, so I'm going to put that to the side. We're going to talk about this guy. This guy. This is the Shark Cub from Demko Knives. And it, like I said, it said GRN as a handle. When I first picked it up, that felt like G10 to me. It really did. I mean, it's when you kind of have a little more plastic sound when you kind of click on it with your fingernail. But in the hand, for one thing, it's contoured very nicely, and it's got an excellent texture put into that GRN. And they put their logo on there, the Demko, on the pivot. Simple design. You know, obviously it's a shark lock, so that gives it a little bit extra something something. And I was already a big fan of the shark lock from the 80 20.5. This was one that came with the FRN. I think it was on this one, that felt very flimsy and was more like a bug out style. And that's, you know, I know a lot of people like the bug out, and it's great for being lightweight, but I really didn't like it. So when my bug out, I changed out the scales, and then on this one I did too. But I'm not sure that I am going to be looking to do that with the Shark Cub. So this one is super fidgety, and I really, really like it. This one here, you can see the size comparison. I remember somebody did a video, and they were looking at these two together, and it looked more like the handles were the same size, but the blade was shorter. But now this one that I got, and I guess I don't know what was going on with that. I kind of wonder if maybe these blades are interchangeable. I don't know. Like maybe somebody swapped out a Shark Cub blade and put it in a 20.5 handle. I don't know. I seem to remember. I can't remember who did it. That's my memory's not so great, so just don't count on me for memory. That's for sure. But yeah, I do like this one. It's a really good size, and I was definitely interested to see what this would be like in a smaller size. And in actual fact, it fits my hand. It's you know, not a real, you know, it's not the kind of grip here where you have even that little extra on the end to hold you in and locked in. but still, it's not like my pinky's hanging off the end. And you can choke up. It's not really finger choil here, but there's a point here where you can put it on there comfortably because the ricasso's up a little bit, and you're not going to get cut, and that feels really good. Small knives with that choke up spot, that kind of helps me to get over the fact that it is a smaller knife. When we say smaller knife, let's see what we're looking at. We are looking at okay, so the inner grip area, if you're generous with it, it's about maybe 3 3/8, might even be 3 1/4, and that's why I think 3 1/2 I don't have a problem with. Let's see the 20.5, see what it looks like, because the inner grip is going to be between the places where your hand's going to be held into place. So this one is 3 3/8 on that inner grip. And this one is going to be kind of more like 3 1/4, so not that much of a difference, really. You don't get that little piece at the end that locks you in, but it's probably a good thing because otherwise your pinky would be riding up on it if you got a hand my size. I've noticed, I don't know if it's breaking in the shark lock, but maybe it's just a smaller, lighter blade. It doesn't seem to swing down as well because I am used to this lock, and it works fine, but sometimes it just doesn't seem like it swings quite as well as the 20.5, and that makes sense. I mean, it's true with all the heavier bladed knives, and probably one of the things that I like about them is that the action gets a little bit better because you don't have such a lightweight blade. There are times from time to time that a lightweight blade also does have great action, so it is possible to do. Haven't taken this one apart, haven't cleaned it or tried to do anything with the pivot, put some lube on it or anything. I've never actually done skiff bearings. I know a lot of people do, and I'm kind of thinking about it. Might be a fun little adventure to go on and start changing out some skiff bearings because it would be interesting to see what the difference is. Anyway, the clip works great. It's not as strong as the 20.5. This one's got a little bit more strength, and you can see how it's put together with the lanyard hole in the middle. This one does not have a lanyard hole. I don't know if you can get away with putting one here without it getting cut. Probably on this one, on that spacer barrel, you could put one on there, and you're pretty far away from the blade. So that's doable, but nothing that's specifically put on for a lanyard, which is not a big deal for me. Don't do mini lanyards. Thinking about, because the beads and things that are very cool. I have a couple that are kind of cool looking. It's kind of fun for some knives. It's definitely going to be on the minority for me. Oh, another thing. These do come in different steels, but they were, I guess they're running low on the stock. I guess they didn't have a lot at the show. It's not like I got there super late or anything, but this is the only one they had. So I wanted to get the shark foot that looks like a sheep's foot blade, but I ended up with the clip point. But the thing is with certain knives, and this is one of them, and I was thinking about that when I got this one, decided to go ahead and buy it. It's not really the main thing I was buying this for is to see what the fidget is like and the comfort in the hand. If I fell in love with it in a huge way, kind of like what I did with the 20.5, I'd probably think about getting a different steel and maybe that different blade shape. I might anyway, because this one is not that expensive, $89 in the Oz 10A. Now, if you get the 20 CV, you're going to pay more. But the question to me is, do I have this knife because of its edge and cutting ability, or do I have it because it's got this cool fidget thing? And like I say, it doesn't work quite as well as the 20.5 for me, so that might keep me from getting it. Maybe I'll just get another 20.5 and get the shark's foot on that, and maybe go for the 20 CV on this, because I do love this knife. I really like this knife. I'd love to get a 20, an 80-20, but those are pretty expensive. That would be fun. Maybe one of these days, because it's getting more and more comfortable to spend more money on knives. Right now I'm broke completely, paying off credit cards and things like that. It's not just the knives on the trip. Some of that is really the cheap part. It's the hotels. Because I like to get there a day ahead of time and leave the day after the show. I hate to rush. So, rather than, you know, putting more stress into the whole thing, just traveling in general is a little stressful for me. I just do the extra time and I end up paying more money. Food while I'm there, I'm usually I'm always eating out, but when I'm there, and I'm always looking for, when I'm in a new city, especially Dallas Fort Worth this time, checking out the restaurants. I'm a little bit of a foodie, although I don't do it much when I'm at home. I might go out like once a week or something like that, but I do like to spend some money on food. So all those things add up, and the credit card bill is pretty darn high this month. So we might have to spread that one out over a couple months. Unfortunately, I don't like to do that, but I got to get it all paid off quick because got Atlanta coming up. All right, so yeah, the Shark Cub in general, it feels good in the hand, feels good. It's smaller, so the fidget is a little less, but still fun. They still have that sharp corner. The sharpness is good so you don't slip off, but it feels like there's a little bit of a pain involved. I am not adverse to pain. I've done, a lot of sporting events, football in high school, martial arts, some just not professional or amateur boxing, but just boxing and things like that. I'm not afraid of a little bit of pain. Cut myself all, I got a good one on me the other day. I cut myself all the time on accident, not on purpose. Don't do that. That's not what it's all about. But I'm not really super afraid of that kind of stuff. So yeah, it doesn't bother me that much, but it still is a thing that I would thought that maybe some people that were more sensitive to it might have commented they may had changed that a little bit. It just seems like it wouldn't take much. Maybe since this one is like maybe a little bit less of the favorite of the two, maybe I'll try to take some sandpaper to it and see what I can do with it, because it is pretty sharp. You can kind of hear it. And doing it over and over like you want to do, because it's just so fidgety, you definitely get a little spot on that finger, right? Oh, well, some fun comes with a little bit of pain, right? Anyway, that's it. The Shark Cub, it's fun. It's not like high on my list, but I'm glad I got it. Glad I got to check it out. And yeah, the GRN, they did a really good job with it. I'm impressed. The knife's great if you like this size, because I am I like bigger blades and bigger knives. This is going to be my go-to with them. This one actually, now that I feel it from over the time period, I think it was just as sharp in the beginning, but it's definitely much better. So maybe this Shark Cub will get better. I just got to fidget with it for hours and hours and hours, just like I have with the other one. So anyway, that's it, guys. We'll continue on. I got a couple more knives from the show. I got some other stuff coming up. Man, I am just, even though I haven't spent any money on knives since the show, but I did want to give away. I traded a knife. I got some stuff in from a viewer that was so amazing to get. So yeah, I got lots of stuff coming even after I'm done with the Blade Show stuff. So keep tuned in to the channel, and we will see you on the next one.